What's up, guys? Welcome back to Black Beyond Borders. Now, I go to the gym sometimes, just sometimes. I don't really be going a lot. I go a little bit. But I want to talk about the differences between the gyms in America versus the gyms in China. So, first things first, let's talk about the schedule. Now, in America, most gyms, I would say, open up around 5 a.m., especially LA Fitness. LA Fitness typically opens up around 5 a.m. and they close like around 11 p.m. or midnight. And there are a lot of 24-hour gyms in America. There's 24-hour fitness, and I used to go to this gym called Bodyplex. There's an abundance of 24-hour gyms. So most of the gyms in America, they open really, really early and they close really, really late. Just like I like it. It's enough time to go to the gym right before work. In China, most of the gyms open pretty late. On average, I want to say the gyms open typically around 9 a.m. That I don't like because I want to get my workout in. But to me, it's a bit late. Now, not every gym opens up at 9. There are gyms that open up at 8. There are gyms that open up at 7. I joined a new gym like some months ago because this gym opened up at 7 a.m. Whereas my old gym opened up at 9 a.m. And I was like, 9 a.m.? Nah, I got to get my joint in like at 7 a.m. so I can go get the gym, come home, and watch some of the NBA games or the NFL games or whatever. So typically, the gyms in China open a little bit later, and they close like around 10 p.m., on average. Some gyms close at 11 p.m., some at midnight. But typically, I want to say around 10 p.m. is the average time. But, each gym varies. Now, there aren't a lot of 24-hour gyms in China. There are 24-hour gyms, you know what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted, because I've been a member of some good 24-hour gyms. But finding a 24-hour gym is not as common. You got to kind of just get lucky if you are, depending on your destination or wherever you at or whatever. But it's not as common, not as accessible as it is in America. Next, I want to talk about the lockers. So in America, like LA Fitness or Golds or whatever, you go to the gym and you typically have to bring your own shit. You got to have your own locker and, get your own locker with the passcode thingy. You typically got to do that joint. And yeah, that's what you do. But in China, they typically give you a locker and they give you a key, or the lockers have a button, like an electronic passcode thing. Now, it may have changed in America. I don't know. It's been about 3.5 years since I've been back, so maybe it's changed. But last time I checked, when you go to a gym, you got to bring your own lock to lock it in the lockers. Whereas in China, hey, they give you like a little wristband. Boom, you plug it up. It opens up, or you get the passcode. You make your own passcode. So it's more accessible for lockers in China, whereas in America, you got to bring your own lock. And one of the great things is safety. Look, we all know in America, especially depending on where you're at, I'm from Atlanta. I'm from the Atlanta area. If you leave something out there, hey, it may come up missing. I'm just saying, You leave something. Go to LA Fitness and off of Old National. Go ahead and leave something if you want. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and leave your phone if you want. Leave something, and you ain't gonna see that, buddy. You ain't gonna see it. But in China, people aren't stealing, man. Nobody is stealing. I've left so much stuff there, and I've gone back to the gym, and it's still at the same exact place. So it's typically safe. If you leave valuables in China, most of the time, it's going to be there. People really don't steal there. So that's one of the things I really like, is that, if I forget something, if I leave something, it's going to be there. The staff at the gym, they're typically helpful for the most part. The members, they're not going to, steal anything. Nothing's going to happen. But yeah, if you do it in America, yeah, if something go missing, hey, it is what it is. I want to talk about gym etiquette. Now, this is something that China really, really lacks. They really lack gym etiquette. We all know in America and in the West, typical gym etiquette. For example, re-racking your weights. You use the dumbbell, you put the dumbbell back on the dumbbell rack. You take the weight plates, you put it on the bar, take the weights off the bar, put it back on the rack. Common sense. In China, a lot of times they don't really do that, man. Like seriously, a lot of gyms, man, they have dumbbells and they leave dumbbells all over the floor, like just all over the floor. I'm not lying. I'm not lying at all. They do this. A lot of weight plates on a rack, they leave it on the bar, they leave it on the floor. Like a lot of gyms just be dirty and disgusting, just not cleaned up. In America, you have like the gym staff, they're re-racking stuff. And there are some people that are going to say, oh, in America, they don't always rack the weights. But here's the thing, you get shamed for it. You go to any gym in America, most of the gyms, it says, re-rack your weights. And it's a big deal. If you don't rack your weights, you're probably going to get checked by somebody. Somebody going to say, hey, motherfucker, rack that stuff up. But in China, these guys, man, they don't be racking their weights. They don't be wiping the stuff down. A lot of these gyms be dirty and disgusting. And, you know, that actually, like, that makes me mad. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been to a lot of gyms. And they don't re-rack nothing, man. They leave stuff everywhere. It makes me so doggone angry. And when I first moved here, you know, I used to go on tangents. I used to, like, I would see guys, you know, working out and they would, like, not rack the weights. Oh, and I would go over there and I'd curse them out. You know what I'm saying? I would go curse them out, say, hey, rack that shit up. Now, I couldn't communicate with them, but they knew what I was talking about. I remember one time I would go to the, I was trying to use the squat rack, and I would see like just another, like a curl bar and the weights in the squat rack. I went to the front step and I said, hey, clean this up. So there have been gyms where like it's been dirty, whatever. And also like the picture taking, you know, like I stand out in China clearly. So I've gone into gyms where these guys would, you know, try to take my picture and follow me around and stare at me. And I've had to like go off on people. I had to take phones, curse people out because, man, I'm trying to work out, man. Like you're a grown ass man and you're trying to take pictures of me. Are you fucking kidding me? You know, in America, like LA Fitness on Old National, I've seen signs where it says recording other people is prohibited. And, you know, Joey Swole will be like calling people out on their bullshit when they do that, you know, victim recording bullshit. But yeah, in China, they be, you know, doing that crap. And I've heard stories about girls, the guys would like be bothering them, following them around, asking them 21 questions. And like, yo, man, I'm just trying to work out, bro. Like, you're a grown man, act like an adult. People come to the gym, work out, that's it. A lot of the women in there, they working out. They not on that weird stuff like some of the guys are. And like the personal trainers I see in the gyms here, you know, a lot of them can be, they don't really bother me, but I've heard stories about them bothering other people. That they can be annoying because like I've dealt with like the sales teams here, and a lot of them, their sales tactics, you know, they're super aggressive when it comes to like trying to sell. And I've worked in gyms and fitness and, you know, sales staff. So I have experience in that stuff. And a lot of these guys, man, they're, in my opinion, they're not good at it. It's just the way they're so aggressive with it. And it's like, it doesn't attract me at all. So yeah, that's like the big thing that like lacks here is the gym etiquette. Next is the payment. In America, you typically pay about $20, $30, $40, $50 a month, or every 2 weeks or so, you know, monthly payments or bi-weekly payments. And that's kind of typically how it is. In China, typically we pay 6 months or a year up front. And I like that. At first, I didn't like it when I first moved here because I wasn't used to it. But now I like this method, you know what I'm saying? And it actually saves a lot of money. It's like really cheap. When you look at the cost of it, it's like, it could be like $150 for a whole year, you know, maybe 200, but typically like 150 a year or 200, something around that. But you typically just pay up front for a year or 6 months. Excuse me. Some places may have like month to month. It's a little bit pricey. And then some of them may have day, but typically you pay 6 months to a year for an upfront. Whereas in America, you kind of just typically pay month to month. And you're under contracts. That's the worst thing. In China, there aren't contracts with that. You don't have contracts in China. If you pay for a year, all right, it's there for a year. Or if you pay for a month, it's month to month or whatever. But in America, you got these contracts and they try to lock you in and your credit card and all that bull crap, man. Oh, I can't stand that. Man, ain't nobody trying to be committed into a contract. Then if you want to leave the gym, you got to sit there and sign these documents for a freeze and do all this legal bull crap. Man, that stuff sucks. I can't stand. I hate that stuff. I hate that so much. The thing I like about in China, we don't have that in China. You just pay and that's it. And if you don't want to do it no more, you're free to go. Like, there's no contract. There's no one holding you back. So yeah, in America, it's month to month with these bull crap contracts. China, one-time payment, and it's like 100, 200, just one-time payment. You got it for a whole year. And last, the gym sizes. You know, look at LA Fitness Gold's Gym. These gyms are huge. I mean, they're freaking big as hell. And a lot of just gyms I see in America, you know, everything in America is big. So a lot of these gyms in America are just big. They're really, really big. Whereas in China, it can be like a hit and miss. You know, there are some gyms that are like small. They don't have all the proper equipment you need, too tight. You know, gyms I just think, they suck. And then there are gyms in China that are just big and have a lot of space and have everything you need. So on average in China, when it comes to the gyms, it can be a hit and miss. You can find a gym that, hey, is good, it got everything you need, or a gym that just completely sucks. Whereas in America, for the most part, I've always ran into good gyms. I don't really recall running into bad gyms. Even small gyms in America, you know, small gyms, they had everything I need. So with that, it's a hit and miss. So yeah, but you know, overall, what do I prefer? I mean, it don't even really matter what I prefer. If I prefer American gyms or if I prefer China gyms, it don't matter because I'm living in China anyway, so it doesn't even matter. But yeah, these are some of the, you know, the things to look out for if you ever move into China and, you know, you go to the gym sometimes like I do. I go like sometimes, but yeah, that's what I got. If you have any questions about the gyms in China, let me know down in the comment section. Any questions you got about the gyms? You know, I'm not that experienced in the gym, you know what I'm saying? I gotta let you guys know. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Check out my new song, Simp. I have a song where I make fun of simps. Maybe that's you. Maybe that's not you. But check it out. The link is in the description. Check out my book, Surviving China as an Expat. I wrote a book about China, tips on how to survive in China. So if you're interested in moving here or just curious to know what life is like, check that out. And follow me on Instagram at _Uncle Money. And I'll see you next time.